Today, I would like to do gradient shadow. My dear friend Matt requested this, and so I can't wait to do like this bold gradient shadow and show him how you do it. So, gradient shadow, go! I'm using my Morphe 35P palette. I love this one for all the good rich purples. For this look today, it's gonna be metallic shadows, and so I'm not gonna be using a brush, I'm gonna just use my finger. The metallic shadows are looser and they're harder to pack on with the brush. So I'm gonna go in with a lighter shade, and then we're gonna get progressively darker towards the end. I am gonna use tape for this look today because I want like a straight crease there at the end of the eyelid. So I'm just using Scotch tape. What I like to do with the tape before I put it on my face, because I do already have foundation and powder on, is I will lay that down on my hand and kind of stick it and unstick it a little bit, just so it loses a little bit of tackiness to where it won't pull off your makeup, but not so much that it won't stick and serve its purpose. So then we're gonna lay this kind of following the lower lash line a little bit. Good. And I'm gonna go ahead and put tape on the other side also, just so I can check them and make sure they're lined up before I have all that pigment there on my skin. I have both my pieces of tape there on my skin, and we're gonna get started with the lighter lilac-y shade, and that's gonna go in the first corner of the eye. There's a lot of fallout with metallic shades, so just be ready to get that off. This is gonna be a very bold, dramatic eyeshadow, so I'm just going top to bottom from eyebrow to lash line. And then I'm not gonna put too much here in this inside corner because I have a lovely highlight shade that I'd like to put in here. The important part with the gradient is to at least have two distinct shades of a color, at least two. I'm gonna do 3 today, but you really wanna see a good separation. And I'm gonna keep some of that first shade on my fingers so that they can kind of marry into each other, and then I'm gonna overlap just a tiny bit into the purple that's there now. You want to see the separation of colors, but you don't want them to be blocky. Like you can really see that other color now. So I'm gonna go in again with the second color and blur that out a little bit. You can go back and forth with the 2 shades and just kind of smudge in that line. See how it's starting to fade out? But we also don't want to blend too much because we don't want to lose that transition. Now we're gonna go into the 3rd shade. This one is a little bit more matte, but with the metallic shadows that are still on my finger from these other 2 colors, it should blend really easily like the other 2. With the help of this tape, this look is pretty fast. Some of them can look kind of intimidating, but it really doesn't take a lot of time. And as I always say with makeup, you can wash it off and try it again, start over. So really, you shouldn't be afraid to try any of these big, expressive looks. I'm gonna go back into different finger here with the lighter shade, just because I've got some of the darker colors on this one and I don't want to darken up this side too much. So we'll use a fresh finger there. Ooh, that is so pretty. Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go in on the other side and I'm gonna use this fresh finger here. I got a little bit more into the lash line over there on this bottom corner, so I'm gonna do that to this side. I will still put my highlight over top, but I just want them to both look the same. Just kind of amend your plans as you go. I wanna check these 2 and make sure I'm starting in the same place. Gotta be a little bit more careful on this second eye, because that will throw off your symmetry if you start in a different spot. These Morphe shadows are so creamy and so blendable. These really are my favorite palette. Okay, now we're gonna go in with that 3rd color. That is so pretty. And now you can just update both sides until they look exactly how you want them. Lots of blending for this gradient look. Lots and lots of blend. Do another fresh finger here to tap on the light part. Now we're gonna remove the tape, and then we're gonna buff with a little bit of beige neutral tone just to kind of soften the edges up just a little bit. We don't want to take away what we did with the tape creating the sharp edge, but we do want it to look a little blended. I'll use this. This is the Morphe G24 brush. Love that. Like we got them pretty symmetrical. Actually, I'm gonna go first with my fluffy brush that has my translucent powder on it and just kind of shake off any little color drop. I shouldn't really talk when I'm doing that. Okay, now we're gonna take a beigey neutral shade. I'm gonna go into my Complex Culture palette and use this beige. Just work in here in this bottom lash line. A little bit here on the top. Ooh, that's pretty. Just smoothing out all those lines there. Now I'm going to go in with my Glazed Donut. This is my Opera highlighter in Glazed Donut. I am going to really pack that into the corners of my eye. And this highlighter is so pale, it's almost like we're giving ourselves another color, like it's starting from a lighter lilac-y white color. Oof, that's beautiful. Okay, and then we'll highlight a little bit, nose, a little bit here. Looking at this, I think I may extend my eyebrow out a little bit with my eyebrow pencil. My pride and joy, precisely my brow pencil by Benefit. We're gonna pull that eyebrow down a little bit. And I'm just running through the eyebrow to kind of blend out any of the powder that got stuck on there. Ooh-wee. Okay. Now we're gonna put a little bit of the ColourPop, the white pencil, in my waterline. That again makes our eyes look bigger and brighter. And we're gonna do a little bit of mascara, and then we'll do some falsies. For this mascara, I'm gonna use the Superhero by It Cosmetics. This is a bold, really juicy lash. It has a lot of mascara on the brush, so you gotta pull a little bit of that off. This one is clumping up a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna comb it out. You can just use your spoolie and kind of spread that through. Okay. Now for falsies today, even though I love my magnetic lashes, I'm going to use regular glue lashes because the magnetic lash is black. The eyeliner that you use to apply the magnetic lash is black, and I don't want to do an eyeliner with this look. I think the eyeliner would take away. So I'm just gonna use good old glue. This is my Duo Quick Set Lash Glue because I don't have the patience for regular lash glue. It takes forever to dry, and sometimes it just makes such a mess. Okay, so we're gonna saturate the lash with that. Now it should start to change color, and that lets you know it's drying up a little bit. That's what I like about the Duo. It goes almost like a purpley shade, and then it turns translucent. Ooh, that's pretty. We'll take our spoolie again. We'll make sure the bottom part is clean, and we'll just use that to help kind of tap the lash into place. Look at the difference there. It's wild. Eyelashes do so much for a look, in my opinion. Now it can be frustrating with the lashes. You can get it applied there on the lid and then it might not sit. You might have to move it, and taking it off like that can really smudge up the eyeshadow that you've put down. So if you want to skip the eyelashes part, maybe just do a couple extra coats with your regular mascara. Or if you were born with really good eyelashes, you can just do your normal amount of mascara. I will inevitably drop the second lash in just a slightly different position than the first one, but it doesn't bother me enough to rip it off and risk smudging the eyeshadow to move it. So we're just gonna tap that in. And we'll run just our brush here under this side, I think, to kind of blend out any of that eyeliner that's showing on the lashes. Oh, that's pretty. So here it is, the finished gradient shadow. I love this. I think it is so bold and colorful and just really makes a statement. So please try it. Send me your pictures if you do try it. And again, if there's any requests you have or anything you'd like to see, just comment and let me know or send me a message. I will be happy to show you my take on any of these. Thank you.
I'm dead. Jokes and stuff.